2, go.
If only she could touch him. This woman, for over a decade, carried a sickness, a hemorrhaging condition which couldn't be fixed with the wisdom of the most gifted physicians. She spent all of her earnings learning circumstances would only worsen. This woman, an outcast, downcast, unclean, hopeless, desperate for restoration. See, she'd heard about Jesus, the mystery made flesh, how people gathered sick at his feet and his chest was a welcome mat for the desolate. Where men failed, he succeeded. And when it came to diseases and cures, he never met one that could defeat him. Miracles marched through his veins. In his hands held the power of restoration. His words were infused with an infectious love. They were sharp and often melted hardened hearts. His moves, purposeful. His service, sacrificial. His mission, to proclaim good news to the poor, to announce freedom for prisoners shackled to religious traditions. What could happen if her misery could meet the mystery in Jesus? Would there be victory if she could touch him? Would the days of her walking hand in hand with heartache and unanswered questions cease just from the thought? She wept. That night, she slept and dreamt of this greater physician who would embrace her, and all she had to do was pay him a visit. She awoke and left on a quest, darting towards her target, Jesus. With every pinch of pain in her sides, all she could envision was this far-fetched, arm-stretched position which seemed impossible. As she inched closer to the scene, she squinted, seeing Jesus in the distance outrunning errands of love, caught between a sea of needs, nearly crushing him with requests. Even his disciples tried their best to keep him well guarded, so she thought, if only I could touch the hem of his garment. Hunched, hurting, and bleeding, nothing could stand between her and her healer. She believed. She believed, so the balls of her feet towered forward. She pivoted through the pack, and her heart was calling a time out as it was pumping overtime, circulating blood that was simultaneously being ejected from her body. If only she could touch him. Her fear was that she was too foul in appearance and fragrance to be in his presence. But she pressed on. Within arm's reach, she maneuvered behind him. Her withering hand leaped for relief, and brushing the border of Christ's clothes, she grasped onto the hem of his garment. Immediately, the illness that once existed exited her body. The bleeding stopped. The bleeding was blocked. Her health made whole, and quickly the great physician saw his patient face to face. He knew that power had left him, but knew not who had touched him. She shrunk before him with self-consciousness, but too glad and grateful to falter. She fell with a glow of gratitude and confessed. She confessed, yes, it was me. Her knees planted on the ground before him, and his words watered that place into a garden of grace. Looking in her face, Jesus recognized her as one of his own and said, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. So go in peace and be healed." And she went in peace. She went in peace. We can have peace knowing his saving power this very hour continues to give life by faith. By faith to those that take hold of the victory found in Jesus Christ. For the King has come to us.